What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and with the disastrous launch of Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red has been hoping, praying, and begging that their players stick around long enough for them to fix this game, for them to patch it to the point where it should have been when it released. But it doesn't look like it's working, as people are fleeing from Cyberpunk in droves, even on PC. And all of this is happening as rumored developers are coming out and saying, hey guys, this game is going to take a lot longer to fix than anyone has told you. They are again misleading you and lying to you, because evidently that's just the norm at CD Projekt Red. But let's start at the players fleeing the game. Now, I saw this last night or this morning. Lethal Lightning sent me this. Thank you, Lethal. I appreciate it. This is from Legacy Killa. Via Steam charts, Cyberpunk has dropped from 1 million players on launch day to hovering around 150,000 now. That's to be expected with any big release, but the steep decline can also be attributed to the fact the game lacks replay value and is far shorter than The Witcher 3. And when you do look at the Steam charts, you can see that it is down, right now averaging 150,000 at the 24-hour peak. Now, that's a lot. That is still a lot of people playing a game. But the fact that this game broke the record, if you remember, they had over 1 million concurrent players on Steam at launch. And when you look at what a steep decline that is, Cyberpunk 2077's Steam player base has dipped 79% since launch. Really, it's over 79%. It's around 85. This article was written when it was around 225,000 players in the game. Now, it's down to 150,000 they're averaging. And again, you look at that's a huge number. Look at that. It's still 4th right now. Still is higher than any other single-player game, to be sure. But when you look at the way that it's declining, it doesn't look like it's going to be there for long. It looks like it is going to continue to fall. So this is even on PC, where they didn't have all of the issues that console had at launch. People are fleeing this game. Now, as Legacy Killa points out, maybe this is a big reason for it. The fact that Cyberpunk is not even half as long as Witcher. This game is very small compared to Witcher, and in reality, even though they told us all these different decisions you could make, there's really no replayability. The game doesn't change, really, whether you start as a corpo, whether you start as Street Kid, or whether you start as a nomad. There are almost no decisions that really have very much impact. So, again, one of those misleading things from CD Projekt Red, people thought they'd be able to play this game forever, several times over, and get different experiences. Well, evidently, it doesn't seem to be that way for a lot of people, as people are fleeing the game. But what has CD Projekt Red said? They've said, don't worry, we're going to fix this for you guys. We got a patch coming out in January, another one coming out in February. It's going to be good to go. You trust us, right? Well, I don't know why anyone would really trust them after everything that went down, especially stuff that's coming out from the top level executives. Those guys who have been lying to us the entire time. And now we have this going down. Now, this needs to be stated. This is an alleged CDPR dev. It hasn't been proven that this is reality. But when you look at the things from people who have been proven to be CD Projekt Red devs in the past, it kind of lines up a lot. And I will remind you of this Reddit post from this CDPR dev who was verified to be a dev. This is from a few months before the release. This is what was said. Day 1 patch is most likely going to be quite massive. The game was rushed, and the announcement of gold came as a surprise for most of the team. It's unlikely the game will be 100% done and polished, even including the Day 1 patch. The game would easily need 4 to 5 months of work, counting crunch. The tech behind the game's not bad. The rendering and lighting teams did a great job, and the visual quality is high, but Red Engine is a bit mangled. The game's not terrible, but could have used more time, right? That came out. This is verified CD Projekt Red dev after they posted it. All the information got verified. Now we have this coming out, and honestly, it seems like it could be legit. It seems like this is right, given everything that we have seen before. Now, this is coming from a GameFAQs board. It got put on a Reddit right here. Alleged CDPR dev talks about the state of Cyberpunk 2077 and future plans. CDPR hurt themselves to keep investors safe and sound. Now, this is responses, essentially, to different things in these threads. CDPR hurt themselves to keep investors safe and sound. Now, devs are hearing plans of a No Man's Sky-style comeback to late June. Late June of 2021, maybe that might have to be how long you wait until this game is fixed and playable the way that it should be. We've seen all the videos go around, all the cut content that happened. I don't think we're ever going to get any of that back, but the game will at least be in a better state for a lot of people then. The first 2 patches should come out in mid-March, despite what's being said by top execs. So that'll be the first indication, right? That will be the first indication that this is right. If we don't get that big January patch that is supposed to fix all of these things like they've said, that isn't a little hot fix, that is a legit huge patch that fixes a lot of things, that'll be the first indicator that this is very accurate. There will be a major departure from the studio in the coming months. Dev morale is at an all-time low, and Sony is roasting our asses due to the gigantic volume of refund requests. There will be a meeting today with Sony execs to figure a way to compensate players threatening with legal action. Sony Japan is especially furious. Now, some of these things do seem to be translated, which makes sense because it's Polish, which that obviously does make sense. More to come in next couple weeks. Feels terrible, man. There's no finger pointing as of now. Word on memos comes from the top. The directors and senior devs are taking the flak for the team in what I'd call an honorable move. Just so you know, we still joke about a quest that got rewritten more than a dozen times because a certain top dog wasn't feeling it and ended up getting cut from the final product, should come as a later DLC next year. There's people that get hired for whatever reason and stay in the company due to being trusted by the top dogs. A good chunk of code is getting scrapped and rewritten from scratch. The intended game might be ready by June 2021. That's already done and ready since February. It didn't get implemented because of a major UI bug that's still present in the retail copies. If you open your .dat files, you find a lot of scrap content still is there. So they're talking about that code. They're talking about that code that ended up getting changed. If you want a refund, please ask for it. It positively impacts us as devs because we've warned the leads a million times about that sort of shit. Most cosmetic overhauls should be ready by the second big update, hopefully. The update that is due to June will sort out all of the bugs. The code for PS4, Xbox One is getting scrapped and done separately. PS5's code is an improvement on the PC due to awesome dev kits Sony put together for this gen. You'd be amazed by how much is already done. That cut content so people finish the main quest talk was all bullshit. Most apartment with closed locked indications used to be lootable. We've scrapped 50,000 lines of dialogue. And I believe the June update will bring a whole lot of cut content back into the game. So they're saying that potentially a lot of this stuff that was cut out to make the game playable could be coming back. They talk about so much of this right here. Address the cut content as well. If they see you guys are asking for shit to be put back in the game, we might actually make the game we intended back in 2018. There used to be a huge underground part of the city the public never got because it looked ugly to the execs. It was fucking awesome. Felt like the Machiavellian path on Vampire the Masquerade. Here's an interesting part as well. I don't want to hate on Keanu, but fucking hell, our original Johnny was way cooler and sounded like a maniac. Think Full Test on crack. I don't appreciate his acting either, but he's a very nice man. Walked up to us personally to greet us on the first day, took time to personally thank us one by one when they wrapped up recording. Now, there's been a lot of talk that originally they had very different plans. Then when Keanu came on board, they decided to make a game that was very heavily focused on Johnny Silverhand because of that Keanu impact, because of that marketing value. Again, these people that just decided to change things on a whim that the developers just had to roll with. The executives making terrible decisions for the developers in order to get your money. There was a whole AI routine with minor gang violence in those areas, stuff you could sit back and watch unfold or directly influence. So basically what we have all said, the AI in this game is absolutely fucking horrendous and neutered. AI used to actually be AI. I saw a video, again, where someone compared it to Red Dead Redemption 2, and the fact that those NPCs have actual daily routines that they go and do. They actually have an actual life that they live, every NPC in the game, but not Cyberpunk, not this next-gen masterpiece that we were all told it would be. Not this incredibly interactive Night City where everyone just wanders around like fucking zombies. This is crazy how much information they dropped. Might sound weird, but this disaster launch could actually be something beneficial from our perspective. A cold shower sets priorities straight so we're able to resume work on what was originally intended without having those fuckers breathing down our necks. I believe it's due to miscommunication and leads not setting goals they should. The game was jumbled together for 2019's E3. Continuing to talk about things that were scrapped, things that were left out because of all the bugs, because it didn't work, because they had to make this game somewhat playable. It's a crazy thread. It seems like it could be legit. You know what I mean? Especially given what we've heard by other people. Again, this is a verified CD Projekt Red employee that is saying a lot of these things. This is another one who was talking about crunch back in the day, saying that CDPR was that Cyberpunk was a jumbled mess, that they crammed this thing together for that 2019 E3, and that they have all been crunching basically since May or June of 2019. You know, all things that have come out from the devs, who I know everyone wanted to paint it, oh, the devs love this, the devs love doing crunch, the devs love everything that the CD Projekt Red execs are making them do. It's just not true. And as more and more things come out, as more time goes by, as we're going to see whether any of this shit is true or not, is it really going to be June 2021 before this game is the way that it was supposed to be? We basically got a beta of this game. You had to pay your money for this game while they lied to you about it. That's just the bottom line. And the fact that these players are fleeing because the game is so much shorter, I don't know if it's because they don't like it, because they're just done playing and don't want any replayability. Who knows? But bottom line is CD Projekt Red is not out of the woods yet, and they have a long way to go to regain their reputation. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.